I never believed in ghosts until the house on Black Hollow Lane. I was a freelance photographer at the time, traveling from town to town, capturing abandoned buildings for an art series. That's how I stumbled upon it. An old Victorian house, hidden behind overgrown trees and a rusted iron gate. It wasn't on any map. No one in the nearby town wanted to talk about it. One man simply muttered, "Some places don't want to be remembered." That should have been my first warning, but I was curious. I had my camera, my flashlight, and the arrogant confidence of someone who thinks nothing can hurt them. The house greeted me in silence, its broken windows like hollow eyes staring into my soul. The door creaked open with little effort. Dust filled the air, thick and choking, as if the house hadn't breathed in years. Inside, it was cold, not just chilly, unnaturally cold, like the air had been drained of life. The wallpaper peeled in long strips. Furniture was still in place as if the owners had left in a hurry and never returned. And then I heard it. A whisper, faint, like wind moving through dry leaves. I froze. My flashlight flickered once, twice, then steadied. "Hello?" I called out, half expecting my voice to disappear. Silence. I continued exploring, snapping pictures, but with every photo the air grew heavier, pressing on my chest. The whispers returned, closer now, words I couldn't make out, just beneath the surface of hearing, just enough to make the hair on the back of my neck stand. Then I found the staircase. It spiraled up in a tight curve, disappearing into shadows. As I stepped on the first creaky stair, the whispering stopped. Dead silence. Upstairs, the hallway was lined with doors, each slightly ajar. I don't know why, but I opened the one at the end. Inside was a child's bedroom. The wallpaper was faded with dancing animals, and an old wooden rocking horse sat in the corner. It began to rock, on its own, slowly, steadily, creaking. I backed away. That's when the whispers returned, louder, urgent. "Don't turn around." I froze. The voice wasn't in my head, it was right behind me. A dry, rasping whisper that slid into my ear like ice. But I turned around. There was nothing there. Only the hallway. Empty. But the doors were all open now. Wide open, every single one. I ran. Down the stairs, through the living room, and stopped dead in my tracks. The front door was gone. Not closed. Gone. In its place, a wall. Solid, cracked, and lined with wallpaper I hadn't noticed before. I screamed, pounding on it, tearing at it, but it didn't budge. That's when the house started to come alive. Not with sounds, with memories. I saw flashes. A woman in a blood-soaked dress. A man standing over her, weeping, whispering, "Forgive me." A child screaming behind a locked door. Their pain seeped through the walls. The house wasn't haunted. It was a trap. A prison of sorrow, feeding on anyone foolish enough to enter. I don't know how long I was in there. Time didn't pass normally. Days, maybe weeks. I stopped keeping track. And then, just as suddenly as I'd been trapped, I woke up. On the front lawn, camera in hand, covered in dirt and blood that wasn't mine. The house was gone, where it once stood, just empty land and weeds. I showed the photos to the local police. But in every image, there's no house, no rooms, no rocking horse, just trees, dirt, sky. But in one photo, the last one I took, you can see me, reflected in a mirror, and behind me, a tall, shadowy figure with hollow eyes and a bleeding mouth. They say if you try to find the house on Black Hollow Lane, you never will, unless it wants to find you.